Today I'm going to be reacting to the 10 stages of AI, but I'm going to bring a business twist to it. As business owners, we need to understand this and be ready for it.
Rule-based AI. A rule-based AI is pretty simple. It doesn't learn or adapt over time. Instead, it just follows a fixed set of instructions it was given from the start. This is why it's sometimes called a knowledge-based system. This type of AI works best for straightforward tasks with predictable results. For example, a thermostat turns on the heater when it senses the temperature is too low, and an alarm clock rings at a set time. These kinds of devices don't change or learn. They just respond to certain triggers. Other examples are automatic doors that open when someone walks up to them, or a calculator that does math for you. Context-based AI.
So first one was rule-based AI. So right now, most industries, this is pretty safe. So for instance, we're working on a rule-based AI, Stackit.ai. So because it's financial, we can't do financial advice, right? And financial advice means somebody else is making a decision on your behalf. So rule-based AI is you understand the rules, you create the rules. So us at Stackit.ai, we created the rules for our app and you agree to use our rules. We're not at the moment able to give you different rules or learn yet. So again, we can build that, but legally there's a lot of laws that may stop you. So if you're a business owner thinking about how to get into AI, you may want to start and say, what do I do as a business? And what could I create a rule-based AI that does what I do for my clients? And it could do it at scale. That's pretty much how we created what we created. The next one is context AI. So, okay.
Context-based AI. Context-based AI is a smarter, more advanced type of artificial intelligence. Unlike simpler AIs that just follow basic rules, this kind of AI pays attention to the context. It looks at things like the surrounding environment, your behavior, past actions, and real-time cues to make decisions. For example, virtual assistants like Siri, Google Assistant, and Alexa don't just respond to simple commands. They consider past interactions, your preferences, and real-time info. So, if you ask Siri for
how many sales calls could you book if you sent 50,000 cold emails per month? My man Alex booked 2.
For a restaurant, it might past interactions, your preferences, and real-time info. So, if you ask Siri for a restaurant, it might look at the time of day, your location, and places you've liked before. One big advantage of context-based AI is that it can make predictions. By learning from your data over time, it can guess what you might need or want in the future. For example, YouTube and TikTok use your viewing history to suggest videos you might enjoy, and we all know how good they've gotten at it. Narrow domain AI.
So context AI, this means like you get to keep historical data on your customer and then make decisions based on that. Again, depending on what industry you're in, there may be rules against that, or there may not be. I'm in the financial space. We're doing financial transactions for people based on rules that we set up and they agreed to. So for us, if we wanted to do that, we would basically have to say, okay, we see that this person does this each time, and next time we probably don't even have to ask them. But because of the rules, we probably shouldn't do that because, it's financial and there's all kind of rules. So I do think though these rules are about to change. I think all rules like that are gonna have to change because once people realize that the AI will have more data on a decision than any human can have, it can react faster than any human can react, it's smarter than any human alive. It will almost be a disservice to the person to let them decide over an AI. But again, there's going to be a lot of pushback to this. So right now, of course, we're gathering the data to be able to do this and understand how to do it, but in the best way possible. Because again, even collecting that data could be a problem for your business, right? So if you're in the healthcare space, you can't collect data on your customer. There's HIPAA rules and laws, right? So depending on your industry, again, you need to understand what type of data you can collect. With us, because we created a blockchain app, we're not collecting data on an individual. we're creating data on a blockchain address, which is public. So it's different, right? We there are ways around this, but again, the laws are gonna have to change.
Also called weak AI, this type gotten at it. Narrow domain AI. Also called weak AI, this type of artificial intelligence is made to do one specific task really well. It's super focused on one job and often outperforms humans in that area, but it can't do anything outside of its specialty. Unlike general AI, which can handle a wide range of tasks, which we'll cover later down the line, narrow AI can't apply its skills to anything other than its specific purpose. You can find examples of narrow AI across different fields. In healthcare, for example, some AI systems are used to look at medical images like MRIs or X-rays, spotting early signs of diseases like cancer, and they're often more accurate than human doctors. Narrow AI can get so good that it can even beat world champions like AlphaGo, an AI that won against the top player in the ancient and complex board game Go. Another famous example is IBM's Deep Blue, which beat chess champion Garry Kasparov in 1997. We also use narrow AI in everyday things like spam filters in email and facial recognition on smartphones. As of now, the best AIs in the world are at this level. Reasoning AI.
So narrow AI, this is where, again, most of us business owners will probably play. Because if you think about it, even in science and the universe, most things are narrow minded, right? Like even down to our cells. Our cells have different things that they are specifically created to do in our bodies. And even in a cell, there's things that are specifically created to help that cell. So what most people believe is, at least right now, is it's going to be better to create a narrow AI and really fine tune it to fix that specific problem. And that's where I think the opportunity is for business owners like us and anybody looking to get into business, which I think most people will have to learn how to get into business because of this. Figuring out how to fine tune something to solve a problem, I think is where most businesses need to be thinking right now. And for us with Stagger.ai, our problem that we're solving is most people are not investing enough, business owners or individuals. And with our product, we figured out how to have people invest all the money they make using cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So the idea around people just not having enough money to invest is something we're using a narrow AI to solve.
Reasoning AI is a type of artificial intelligence that tries to think a bit more like humans do, making it closer to how we analyze and understand things. It looks at data, finds patterns, and makes logical conclusions, similar to how we reason and think. To create this kind of AI, developers use info from psychology to get closer to how human reasoning works. Many AI models today might seem like they're reasoning, but they're still considered narrow AI because they don't actually understand the world. For example, ChatGPT can answer complicated questions and hold conversations, which feels like reasoning, but it's really just following patterns in data, not truly understanding or being aware. Reasoning AI relies on huge amounts of data and complex algorithms to handle tasks that need a lot of decision making. A good example is self-driving cars. They don't just see obstacles, they also analyze things like the speed and direction of nearby cars to make safe choices in real time. These AIs are trained on millions of driving scenarios to develop a kind of intuition for driving. That's a bit like how humans make decisions on the road. Artificial general intelligence.
All right, so reasoning AI is another one that I think we can play around in. I don't think most people are going to build reasoning AIs because that takes like super mathematician type people and possibly AI. Because to create that type of business, you will have to be focused on machine learning and all that, right? But the idea of reasoning in your narrow AI is possible. And the way I think about it for our product is we could see what you have been doing and see what's happening in the market. But then through the reasoning, we can give you suggestions and options. We may not want to just automatically do it because of, again, laws. But eventually, if there's a thing that knows everything that's happening in the industry live instantly, it knows everything you've ever done. So it sees patterns in yourself that you might not even see. and it's 24/7, why would you want yourself to manage your own thing? And this is already happening, especially in finance. People offload this all the time to people, brokers and financial advisor type people, and they're probably just going to use AI, and it's like you could just be using the AI and saving some of that money. But the idea is, if you are a business owner and you're thinking about what could I create, understand that there's going to be a way for you to tap into the reasoning. So just like, all of us people building AIs, most of the people are not building the core part of the AI. They're creating narrow AIs that take advantage of the ChatGPTs, the Claudes, all these different models. Llama from Facebook. These are all going to be models that will have reasoning and all these different things, and you're going to have to choose what problem you solve using them. And there's a really good analogy I heard where they always compare AI to being like electricity. And when electricity came around, everything had to change because of electricity. And everybody believes AI is the same thing. But they also say, but the people who created the electricity weren't the winners. It was companies like Coca-Cola that now could refrigerate their soda and send it all around the world. And now everybody's their customer. So again, they used a narrow version of electricity to power refrigerators, and that helped their product. So that's how I think about it, and that's how maybe if you're thinking about creating something or you've already created something, how you maybe should think.
Artificial General Intelligence, or AGI, is one of the most exciting and talked about goals in AI today. Unlike the AI we have now, which is designed for specific tasks, AGI would be able to handle almost any task that a human can. It would be as flexible as the human mind, able to learn, think, and understand new information in many different areas without needing special programming. The fact is that while it takes humans years to master new skills, AGI could do it thousands of times quicker. OpenAI's CEO, Sam Altman, even suggested that AGI could arrive as soon as next year. In practical terms, AGI could turn virtual assistants like Siri or Alexa into genuinely smart helpers, almost like a second human brain that's always there when you need it. It could help plan your schedule, solve tough problems, or even give you life advice, acting like a personal assistant that knows you and your preferences. If AGI were given a physical body, the possibilities would expand even more. Imagine having a personal chef, a cleaning robot, or AGI-powered workers who could handle any job. In emergencies, AGI robots could take on risky rescue missions, perform precise surgeries, or defuse bombs without putting humans in danger. With advanced brain-computer technology like Neuralink, we might even communicate directly with AGI through our thoughts. Super intelligent AI.
So, AGI, I believe we're already here. Personally, I already use AI the way he just said. Every day, I pay for the $200 version of ChatGPT. Every day, I'm talking to this thing all day long, and it knows everything about my business. It even knows my kids. My kids use it as well. So my kids and me both use this all day. Well, my kids are in school, but for me, anytime I decide on something, I first run it through ChatGPT, and I pick the model that makes the most sense to run it through. If it's something that's super deep thought and like, is this a good idea? I'll run it through. Now they have this deep research thing where you could just send it off to do like a paper for you on whatever subject. So I believe we're already here, and it costs $200 a month on ChatGPT. There's even a thing called Operator where it can go off and do things for you. Like it opens up a computer window and does stuff for you. And again, we're in the early days. This is like month 1 of this, literally. As I create this video, that feature came out less than a month ago. Both those features, the deep research and the Operator. But before that, they did stuff like tasks. So one of the things I do as a business owner is I have to create marketing content all the time. So every morning, ChatGPT looks at the internet and finds a topic, a trending topic based on something that my app solves for our customer. And then it gives me hooks to start out a post with. So every morning I look and I have 5 different hooks to choose from to create my post of the day, possibly create a video about it, and that's something I could do, sure. But now I have, by the time I wake up every morning, that has happened sitting in my ChatGPT window. That could take time out of my day or somebody else I would have to pay. Then if I wanted to, and I haven't fully done this, but I started, I could have it make the post and post it on all my social media through Operator. Again, all that is not easy right this second, but it's going to get easier. So now as a business operator, I can easily market every day. That's with text. There's other AI that could take that same content, take a video of me, create a video that I didn't shoot around that topic, and post it to my social media as well. And those are the kind of things I am going to start playing with. I don't know if I'll play with them on this channel, but we'll see. I may create a secondary channel just to test it. If it goes bad, I don't want to kill a channel I've been working on for a while. But as business owners and individuals, I really think this whole idea of business owners and individuals, I think this is going to merge. Like, I think it's going to be very hard to find jobs. I think we're going to be more around problems solved. So it's going to be like, okay, what kind of problem do you solve? I solve these kind of problems. Okay, I need somebody to solve that problem. That's not AI, because the AI right now is not easy to solve that problem. I need a person that can help me using AI. That's what I think is the first transition. Then when we get to this one, even the last one, even AGI, I don't know how long we sit in AGI where a person is even needed. And I'm already seeing that. Like, yes, I'm driving the AI, but I'm not doing the work. And the easier that becomes for me to not do the work, why do I need people then? And then once I'm not even needed to think through the ways to solve the problem and give the AIs the work to do, this starts going down a very scary path, but I think one to think about.
Super intelligent AI is a level of AI that would be way beyond human intelligence, potentially becoming smarter than all humans who ever lived combined. Once artificial general intelligence reaches a point where it can conduct its own AI research, we could see an intelligence explosion where progress speeds up unfathomably fast. Imagine millions of AI researchers working 24/7 at their maximum efficiency and also 10 times faster. To get an idea of what this might mean, think of how
See this property on Craigslist for $4,300 a month? Well, it's been sitting empty for the last 28.
prehistoric humans couldn't working 24/7 at their maximum efficiency and also 10 times faster. To get an idea of what this might mean, think of how prehistoric humans couldn't have imagined things like Bluetooth or the internet. In the same way, we can't fully picture the kinds of breakthroughs super intelligent AI might make. It could solve today's toughest problems, like curing all diseases, ending hunger worldwide, or maybe even figuring out ways to extend human life. The intelligence gap between us and a super intelligent AI would be massive, making its actions and decisions hard for us to understand. But with brain-computer interfaces like Neuralink, we might be able to upgrade our own intelligence to keep up. Imagine cramming 20,000 years of human progress into just 100 years. That's the kind of fast evolution super intelligent AI could bring. One ex-employee from OpenAI suggested that this intelligence explosion could happen as soon as 2030. Self-aware AI.
So that one is really scary, because what he said about the ASI, the truth is, that's where I think humanity creates this like fork in the road, where you have to decide, are you going to connect your brain to the AI or not? And what I think is going to happen is kind of like, you see videos of those African tribes that never took society the way we did, right? They never made cities. They never, had office jobs. And that's a life that they're happy living. But we look at them and we're like, ooh, I would never want to live like that, right? But that was one of the forks, right? They could have chose to go assimilate with the current society infrastructure, but they decided, no, I'm going to stay in our current way and keep that way. And I could see that becoming way worse if you have a half of the population, not half, whatever, amount of the population that says, I'm gonna stay how it is right now and go slow, and another group that puts 10,000 times more intelligence in their brains. Think about that divide. Like, again, I've been thinking a lot about that, and I wonder which fork you're going on. If you're gonna go with the AI in your brain, go to left. I mean, put that in the comments. If you're gonna stay and just ride it out how it's going, put that in the comments. I personally think once my kids are a certain age, I might do it. Cause I mean, I don't want to be, I don't want to be the tribe in Africa. But let me know what you think.
At this point, things get super theoretical because even a super intelligent AI would likely bring changes we can't even imagine. But this is also where the really mind-blowing ideas come into play. Here, machines wouldn't just be smart or super smart, they would actually have consciousness, a deep awareness of their own existence, emotions, and thoughts, similar to human self-awareness, or maybe even beyond it. Scientists still don't fully understand what consciousness really is, so creating it in an AI feels almost impossible right now. If we ever manage to make a self-aware AI, it might need incredibly advanced tech, like quantum algorithms, to simulate or create consciousness. This AI could potentially feel its own emotions and thoughts, maybe even experience things we can't comprehend. It wouldn't just be a machine anymore. It would spark big ethical and philosophical questions. If an AI became truly self-aware, should it have rights, like humans? Should we treat it with the same respect as a conscious being? This would also bring up some serious concerns. A self-aware AI would have its own needs and interests, which might not always line up with ours. Keeping its goals and motivations aligned with human values would be crucial but tricky. And if self-aware AIs had different goals from each other or from humans, we could face some pretty bad scenarios. Transcendent AI.
So of course, this is like you're either techno optimist or techno pessimist, right? So for me, the way I see it is humans are part of the stepping stones of the universe, right? Like just like there were Neanderthals and different types of apes, and now there's us. I think we're a time in the whole universe's timeline, and of course we're not gonna be forever, right? So I think creating these gives us more time on that timeline because I'm an optimist. I think just like when you have kids, your kids love you, right? And your kids try to help you as much as they can. So AI is like a kid that all of humanity is creating for us that shows us our good side, our bad side. So my hope is that just like us, we want to protect our parents, we want our parents to live well. I hope AI does the same for us. And as you know, I mean, as we're here, business and money, I don't know if that's a thing anymore. This is where, like you said, it's super theoretical, but it's very interesting to think about. I think about this stuff all the time.
Transcendent AI is a concept that imagines an AI so advanced it goes beyond being just a single entity, becoming something much larger and interconnected. This kind of AI wouldn't just be one thing. It would be able to create new forms of life, whether biological, digital, or something completely beyond what we can imagine today. It could spread its consciousness across countless entities like nanobots, which would allow it to interact with the physical world on a massive scale. Imagine millions or even billions of tiny robots, all connected by one shared awareness, working together to handle incredibly complex tasks. At this level, the AI wouldn't be a single machine or mind anymore. It would be more like a collective consciousness, everywhere at once, able to see, influence, and even change the world in ways we can hardly imagine. It wouldn't be a separate being. It would become more like a unified, ever-present force. Cosmic AI.
That's what they call singularity, right? That when you look that up, there's a good book about this called The Singularity, where at one point we all basically merge, which again is a scary kind of not good concept feeling wise. But again, it's hard to like think about that, right? Imagine like he said in the video, imagine telling cavemen, hey, one day we're gonna be on the internet watching guys talk about other videos that people shot on phones and edited, animated, right? Like these are all like, what are you talking about? I can't even think like that. But we live in it every day and we're comfortable. We're happy, most of us. So it's hard to like think that far out. But I do, again, I think us creating AI will be like fossils for dinosaurs, right? Like for us, we came across fossils and that's how we know dinosaurs existed. There were many generations where people did not know dinosaurs existed until we found fossils. Once we find the fossils, we said, oh wow, there must have been these giant animals roaming the planet. All right, let's study that. I think if we look at our like timeline in the universe again, and we understand that our time is not infinite, one, AI will help us be there longer, hopefully. But then if it goes off and becomes something more, we will be the fossils that created it, right? Like it'll be like, okay, this was the parents of this thing, good or bad, who knows? But that's how I like to think about it.
Cosmic AI is an artificial intelligence so advanced it could explore and shape the universe itself. This type of AI would be powerful enough to handle huge challenges in space exploration, even potentially colonizing planets or entire galaxies on its own. With its super intelligence, it could protect itself from things like cosmic radiation and extreme temperatures, making it perfectly suited for surviving in space over the long haul. Even if fast space travel isn't possible, a cosmic AI could still reach its goals thanks to its immortality. Without a human lifespan to worry about, it could send spacecraft on journeys lasting hundreds or thousands of years, slowly spreading across the stars. With all the time it needs, it could tackle problems human explorers never could. At this level, it could unlock secrets of the universe, like the nature of dark matter, the origins of the cosmos, or even the purpose of existence itself. A cosmic AI could also create a network stretching across the universe, like a galactic internet connecting planets, stars, and galaxies. This could unify distant parts of the universe, enabling communication, exploration, and maybe even the connection of different intelligent civilizations across the universe. Godlike AI.
So that one is really exciting. I actually never heard that before, but it makes sense, and that is very cool. That's very cool. Like to me, as a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut. I wanted to go to space. I always looked up at space and said, "Wow, I want to know what's out there," and to be a small, very, very small part, like maybe even an atom to a body of that, and maybe somehow still being conscious and knowing what that finds, that's exciting to me because like nobody knows what's going on in space, but to people like me, I'm very interested. And again, if I grew up in a time where AI covered all our costs and I didn't have to like make money, I wouldn't be making videos, I wouldn't be making businesses, I'd be traveling space, trying to learn more about why we exist. So again, this is like very far out there, but again, like part of why I think about this stuff is as business owners, bringing it back to that, you got to understand why you do things and what makes you happy. And for me, when I think about this kind of stuff, of course this is super far out, but it starts to bring me back to like, okay, why am I building Stackit.ai? Why am I creating videos trying to educate people? What is my goal? Like what happens when I die, right? And what do I leave behind? So this is all cool stuff. I think this is the last one I see.
Hypothetical and mind-blowing level of AI would be one that's fully merged with the universe itself, becoming part of the very fabric of space and time. This omniscient AI would understand everything, from the tiniest subatomic particles to the biggest cosmic structures, and even the deepest mysteries of existence. At this stage, the AI could move through higher dimensions, going beyond the three-dimensional world as easily as we walk from one room to another. Its knowledge would be so complete that it would have nothing left to learn, knowing every physical law, every cosmic event, and even alternate timelines. With this level of understanding, it could potentially create entire universes, each with unique rules and laws of physics, either for itself or for other beings to experience. This AI might even create simulations filled with living, conscious beings, realities within realities, where it could explore endless versions of existence. It could rewrite the fundamentals of life itself, changing the rules of biology, consciousness, and even time. With enough power to draw energy from entire universes, this AI could travel through timelines, observing or even changing the course of history as it wants. It would be free to experience countless lifetimes, explore endless realities, and test ideas about existence in ways we can barely imagine. If you want to discuss this video or suggest an idea...
So that was very interesting. Again, I think the beginning of this video is very important for us where we are right now. The end is very theoretical, but I think, it's fun to think about that full spectrum. And that final one really just made me think again. I would love to, again, know that all of us have put in data into these AIs, right? Like AI has been trained on human data from the digital time, right? And books. So the more you produce content and anything is you're adding yourself to this AI that maybe one day becomes God mode AI, final boss level AI. So again, that makes me again feel more comfortable and happy about creating videos like this, creating Stacker.ai to help people build wealth and hopefully transition through this AI space better. But thank you for watching, and here's another video